That's fishing across the nation. That's fishing around the world.
Facts of Fishing, the show, presented by Subway. Eat fresh. Shimano, technology you can feel. Yamaha, reliability starts here. Live Target Lures. And Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. This week, our hero will basically sit on his butt and let Great Lakes trolling expert Paul Powis do all the work as they try to hook into some late summer walleyes. Wow, Dave really knows how to treat his guest. Without further ado, here he is. I can't say this.
Just read the script.
The world's greatest angler, Dave Mercer.
He's back. That's right, Great Lakes trolling expert Paul Powis, back on Facts of Fishing. He's got his work cut out for him because the last few shows he's been on have been absolute slam fest.
That right there is a Lake Erie doubleheader.
This time it's a little later in the year. We're not looking for numbers, we're looking for size. The giant walleye we're looking for can only be referred to as fin freaks of nature.
You know, when you're out here on the Great Lakes trolling like this, you look at the giant spread we have out here of rods, and I'll be honest, when I first started trolling, I kind of thought, this is gonna be boring. I mean, and I don't know if you've noticed this about me, but I'm a little bit hyper, so I have a hard time just sort of sitting there waiting for the fish to make it happen. But with this style of fishing, you don't have to wait for them to make it happen, because you're giving them everything. And it's no different than bass fishing. You go bass fishing, you have all your different rods. Maybe you've got topwater baits, subsurface baits, you got bottom baits, and you're gonna give them one at a time. Well, here, we're giving it all to them, whether it's a dipsy, a downrigger, a planer board, you name it, or the lead cord. We're giving them every single option we have, because fish change all the time. I mean, sometimes it's day to day, sometimes it's hour to hour, even minute to minute. You gotta figure out what those fish want, and they'll give you what you want, and that's them to eat. But by putting a spread like this out, you're definitely putting the odds in your favor. And for us anglers, that's a good thing.
One of the important things when you're out here fishing for trophy fish is to make room for that pinnacle moment of the catch when it's netting the fish. As you can see, with the downriggers out and the dipsies out, it's very important for your partner to get that stuff out of the way before the final moment when that fish is at the back of the boat and you have a clear shot at netting them. If it's a hook very short and it can shake the hook, that fish could get off in that last second. You want to clear things out, especially the downriggers. Today, we're using downriggers that come up 235 feet per minute. So you hit that button, that rigger comes up and it's out of the way in a hurry. And that's important, especially when you're fishing once-in-a-lifetime walleyes. Fish on, Dave.
As soon as I sped up,
Yep.
little adjustments like that are key. As soon as we change the speed, I mean, we've been going along for a little while here, a little slower, I just popped up the speed a bit, and boom, it goes off.
Help a brother out right here on the side, buddy.
Walleye, we're coming to get you now, walleye. I gotcha.
Nice fish.
Come here, dude. Decent walleye. I mean, this one's not a giant, but shows the lake's healthy.
Those are the fish that we catch mostly in the summer with the odd trophy. Good eaters.
Awesome. Yeah, one of the most important keys when you're out here is to pay attention. I mean, that's pretty ironic because every year growing up, my report card said Dave needs to pay more attention in class, but you need to pay attention to your setup and what's happening. I mean, this rod, this dipsy just got popped. There wasn't a fish on it, but it got popped, and you got to reset it. If you pick up a junk fish or you pick up some weeds or something like that, you need to pay attention. Oh, fish on right there. We're gonna clip that dipsy. You deal with that, Paul. Oh, take out the camera guy. I got line all around me.
That's that live target, Dave.
Feeling like the right kind, Paulie.
Good stuff, buddy.
Oh, he's off.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was a good fish, and basically what right now I'm doing is searching for an excuse But there's no excuse, basically. I just lost the fish, and I'm not happy about it at all.
Once in a while, the fish win.
No, they should never win.
I know they should never win.
Never, ever win.
Fish, rigger.
How's she feeling, Polly?
Good weight, Dave. I just set this rigger. We're marking a little better now too, aren't we, buddy?
Yeah, we are.
Good, solid fish.
Walleye zilla.
Yep, net, buddy. Barely hooked, Dave. Quick, buddy.
I got him.
Nice work.
Boom. Okay, you take the fish, I'll take the steering wheel. You know, this style of fishing is truly all about teamwork. I mean, you need to keep when it's glass calm out here, I mean, you can lay off a little bit, but you need to keep the boat straight. And as you can see, me and Polly switching back and forth. And I mean, you know, I talk about polarized glasses a lot and how they allow you to see things. When you wear them out in a day like today, I mean, they're just basically protecting you in case a bait flies and hits you in the face. This right here, your electronics, is your eyes. And basically what we've been doing all morning is just searching for those fish. And you're gonna run into some junk. But if you put your head down and you keep looking for those big giant fall walleyes, you're gonna catch them.
This fish came off the downrigger. What we did was we caught that one off the lead core and the deep diving crankbait, which is a live target bait. I dropped that downrigger down to 60 feet, almost to the bottom. And look what it paid off. We got the lead core working. Now we have the downrigger working. It's just a matter of time to start adding to our numbers. Keep her going, Dave. Fish on. We're bit again here, Dave. Can I get you to adjust that rod?
Need that drag to be set perfectly on that rod, because as soon as Big Mama comes calling, you need to have a little give or you're gonna lose that fish. But speaking of fish, let's go to Paul Powis.
Silver bass.
It's always good when your buddy catches the silver bass.
Sure.
Good job, Polly.
Hey, no problem. What do you say we make a turn and go back through that spot, Dave? Let me just get this little stinker off of here.
All right, so basically one of the best tricks for fishing in this rougher stuff is to troll downhill. See, look, I sound like a super technical trolling guy, but I learned it all from this dude right here.
Fish on!
Oh, these fish keep interrupting us.
Take it, Dave.
Right,
I'm doing 3 things at once here.
But once we turn this boat to troll downhill, this is a good one, dude. Oh, no, it's not.
Let's go get that one. There's something on that dipsy.
Junk here, too.
All right, time to make a turn. Go get out of these stinkers.
So like I was saying, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the boat and troll downhill. But when you're turning with all these rods out here, you need to make a slow, gradual turn. And a lot of times, believe it or not, on that turn is when they eat, because they're following it for a long time and it makes that little turn and boom, they eat it.
One of the other reasons we want to make a turn is we just took 2 walleyes back there. Dave marked the spot in the GPS, and what we're going to do is make a turn and go right back through there. There's a reason those fish are there. There's some bait. We got the smelt imitation baits, and they're feeding on smelt. So once you find location, the rest is just dialing them in and catch a few more like that.
Closed captioning for Facts of Fishing, the show, has been provided by BoatSmart Canada. Get your Pleasure Craft operator card online at boatsmartexam.com.
So basically, you know, fishing is no different than any other sport. When you find an area or something that brings you success, you know, you find an area that's holding fish, you want to get back to it. Your GPS is going to allow you to do that with your track. But I'm going to show you something here. Here's our original trolling line where we came through. Now we've made a big wide turn and we're heading back towards there. A lot of people will look at their graph like this and say, oh, well, you know, we're pretty close to where we caught those fish, right? Well, I'm going to show you something. You need to be zoomed in on your GPS, because where I was originally, I'm 1,000, that means 1,000 feet is covered on that screen. So that's a long distance. So although it looks like I'm close, now I'm 500 feet, 200 feet, within 100 feet, my original track line isn't even on the screen anymore. So it shows you how important it is to zoom right in. I mean, I'll over zoom it all the way. I'll keep it zoomed out right now until I can get back on that track line. But when I get really close, as I get closer, I'll zoom it again and again and again until I know I'm exactly in the area where those fish are. As we all know, you know, 25 feet can be miles out on the water. Find an area that's got fish, get right back to it.
Nice walleye, David.
And you'll catch them.
Fish on.
Good one?
I think so. Here's a little tip for you guys. A lot of the times people ask me why I run different color lines on different color rods, and the biggest reason is I'm running 30-pound Power Pro on all my Dipsy rods. When I run multiples, it's easy to say the yellow one, the red one, but the biggest thing is the eyes aren't as good as they used to be. And when I have a tangle, which happens on occasion, it's so much easier to separate two different lines of different color than it is if they're both the same. Little tip for you.
Oh, look at this, look at this.
Oh, that's nice.
Paul Powis brings his spoons along. See, if I were a jerk, which, I mean, he thinks I am, but I really am not, I would have just totally netted the fish with his big pile of spoons there. It's a good one. I gotcha.
That goes hand in hand with what you said about getting right back on your track line. We got back on that track line and it wasn't 10 seconds, bam. We'll put this guy back. Fish on. Here, big boy, take one.
Fish, 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 fish on there. I got the silver bass. What do you got?
I got a lot of line out. That's got that live target smelt on it, Dave.
They love it.
One of the cool things you'll notice about this rod off the hop is it's got these stainless steel guides instead of the ceramic guides on the rest of the Shimano Talora rod family. The reason for that is the lead core line. It's a good fish. It's just giving me a really nice kick, Dave. What happens is that abrasiveness in the line will end up wearing out your guides after a while. So they took the same TC4 Shimano blank and they put the saltwater guides on it, and it's got that nice gimbal to hold it in the rod holder as well. Just another reason where the Talora trolling rods are that much better. I'm gonna stop talking because I got a reel. This is better fish, buddy. You ready?
I'm ready. I'll get you in that one this time. You might have the world record sheephead.
Thanks. Yeah, one of the keys when you're fighting fish out here is you don't want to pump the rod a whole lot. See how I just keep it at like 10 o'clock and keep steady tension on it? That way the hook doesn't wear a hole in the side of the jaw and they shake their head and shake the hook. You keep constant tension on that fish, your chances of getting them in the boat are a lot better. Like he's giving some good head shakes there. It's a better fish, Dave.
You know, and it's even more important on a day like today to do exactly what Paul's talking about, because, you know, when it's flat calm and we're out here, you know, you don't have that pull. Well, today you can see we're bouncing around a little bit out here on Lake Erie, and you need to keep that constant pressure on it because you're gonna be bouncing back and forth, and that little bit of a bounce, especially with a better fish, is all it takes to lose that fish. Oh yeah, and an expert guy driving your boat too. Totally one of the most important things. You making a career out of that fish or what?
I think I am. I'm leader now, so you might want to think about getting the net. Nice walleye, David.
Walleye, big walleye.
Slow me down on the throttle a bit too, buddy. Perfect.
Big walleye. You know, when you've got a big eye like this side of the boat, one of the most important things is how you net it. And a lot of people, let me net them. Oh boy, look at the size of this mule. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll stab at that fish and do all sorts of different things. You saw what I did? I held the bottom of that netting so you don't have that messing with things. And when you do that right, you end up with, oh, that mule tint. Dude, that thing is a pig. Absolutely smoked. That live target smelt. Look at this thing. You have no idea. This is a pig, dude. Look at the size of this freak. Oh my, yeah.
I told you today we weren't gonna catch a lot of fish, but they were big walleyes, didn't I, Dave?
Look at the size of that freak. Smoke that little live target smelt. That thing's got no Abdullah oblongata.
And that means he's big. Careful,
Got me,
brother.
he got me. He got me, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'll take one for the team though. I'm not scared. I'm a little scared, I gotta be honest. Take your fish, dude.
I'll tell you, this is why you don't pump a rod in rough water. You get a trophy fish like this, once in a lifetime walleye. Beautiful Lake Erie gold.
You know, the bait that we're catching all these fish on today is that live target smelt. And you know, it's a bait just like a lot of baits. A lot of people, they'll pigeonhole a bait to do a certain thing. And with the exception of, you know, basically a topwater, anglers got to remember that baits are a lot more versatile than you will think. I mean, that smelt there dives, you know, 8 or 10 feet, maybe 12 feet, and most people will think it's done, but not if you're willing to doctor your bait. We got the doctor of baits in the house, Paul Powis. What are we doing?
Exactly what Dave said. Every bait dives to a certain depth curve, but with a few little tricks. Like today, we've put that behind 10 colors of lead core. And the general rule of thumb for lead core, for every color you put out, you're gonna get it down about 5 feet. So 10 colors of lead plus the 15 feet that thing dives on its own, we're getting it down 65 feet, which is where we're marking fish. Took us a little while to dial it in, but once we did, it's paid off with these big walleyes. Don't be afraid to alter a bait, put it on lead, put it on a dipsy, put it on a downrigger, and you can increase the depth curve of that bait to whatever you need to do where those fish are. Lead core.
Where's he at?
Tighten up the drag as soon as you get it, Dave.
Ooh, stay in the boat.
Stay in the boat.
Oh, it feels heavy, dude. This feels heavy.
Tighten up your drag a bit, buddy.
One of the keys when you're fishing in this stuff is to stay in the boat. I mean, I don't care who you are, how good of a swimmer you are. It sucks to fall in the water. He is miles back there. Whenever we're doing this style of fishing, we almost always use these line counter reels. I'm gonna slow him down a bit.
Take your time, just keep steady pressure on him, Dave.
But when you're using the line counters and you know your fish is 300 feet back, I don't know if it helps or hurts you.
It helps. I got time for a drink of water while you're messing with that fish.
It's a walleye. I can actually see this fish. He's actually up on the surface right now. And earlier, you know, we were talking about not pumping. When the fish is up on the surface like this, it's even more key. I've got to make sure that line there, I don't want him to get messed in that line right there, Paul.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of a left turn here.
Okay, it's a big walleye,
Hey,
dude.
it's another chunk. I gotta move this rod, Dave.
Okay.
Okay, it's gonna get a little silly here. Let me
I'm gonna
sneak in
hold
here.
him.
Keep them coming. And I gotta go under you.
I'm good. I'll go to this side.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, he's ready, dude. Get that net
Coming
for
at
me.
you with the net.
Oh, look at that.
Keep them coming, Dave. A little bit more. Nice work, brother.
Another pig. Are you kidding me? Look at the size
Well done,
of this
brother.
beast. Ooh, thing is gigantic.
That's another monster, Dave. Nice fish.
Look at the size of that freak right there. And another one on that live target smelt. Nothing looks more like a smelt than that dude right there. Give the fish what they want, and they'll give you what you want. And that's these giant fall walleyes. I'm loving this smelt. And the best part about it is so are the eyes. In the words of the great Al Linder, it's a big eye, a giant eye. He ate it. What an awesome, awesome fish. And an awesome, awesome bait.
Well, it looks like Dave still has a lot to learn from Great Lakes trolling expert Paul Powis. If you'd like to go on a trolling trip of a lifetime, contact Paul Powis at jpfish.com.
Dipsy, David.
Pass it. Passing. It's got good weight on that. Throw him. Getting it out of the holder.
Get him, buddy. Hopefully it's another bruiser.
Yeah, that's the kind we want.
Let me get out of your way.
Get that line counter clicker off. I don't think it's a bruiser.
No.
It feels better though. Especially when you speed up.
Yeah. Nice eye.
It's a walleye, yep.
Good job, buddy. Reel it right up to that dipsy, Dave, and then I'm gonna make my move on it. Nice fish, Dave.
There you go, another good eye.
Nice job, buddy.
Nice.
Oh, and look at that. I got the wheel.
I'll get him. Dude, that fish is bigger than I thought.
Nice job, brother.
I'm liking it. Look at that finned freak of nature. Here's the deal. Basically, after Labor Day, everybody puts their boats away and they stop going out on Lake Erie. And I'll admit it, you're not going to catch the numbers this time of year as you do in the summer months. But if you go out in the fall when nobody's fishing these fish, spend a little bit of time in, some lumpy waters like this, you are going to hook into some big, big gold walleye like this. So don't be scared of a little lumpy water. Wear a PFD, be prepared, and you're all set to go. Walleye Kong. I'm loving it.
I'm honestly shocked that Paul put up with Dave for so long without tossing him out of the boat. But he did. They fished for 5 hours, 37 minutes, and hooked into 9 fish. But before you get all excited and start thinking they did well, remember, only 6 of them were walleye. And that's the score. As far as gear, these two used a bunch of different combos. They had Shimano Takota reels paired up with Shimano Talora TC4 trolling rods. Some were spooled up with yellow Power Pro braid, some with red Power Pro braid, some with lead core, and even a few with mono. But the one thing for sure was that the hot bait for the big walleye today was definitely the ultra-realistic live target smelt. Now, you've got the facts. Well, that's it for this show. Thanks for wasting a half hour of your life watching my boss trying to catch a fish.